All right, so welcome to the third segment where we'll continue to learn what a child should know before age 5. All right, so according to Maria Montessori, there are 5 areas of learning. Yes, and I really subscribe to that. There are 5 areas of learning a child is exposed, should be exposed to, and it's broken down thus. Practical life. Now, what are practical life? These are real things they do. Normal sweeping, cleaning the table, cutting. They help you cut things in the kitchen. You have to, like I said, you must stay with them. Adult supervision is compulsory for all activities. No child should be left alone for any reason. No child should be left unsupervised by an adult. Okay, so practical life activities they do normally mopping, the laundry, the clean the table, the fold clothes, pouring water. Just Google it. Practical life activities for age 4. You see activities there for your children. These are things they will do naturally. They will make a mess, but they will adjust with it. Okay, so just Google practical life activities for your child's specific age. You know what they are supposed to do. Okay, so the next activity, you can imagine your child going to school and you're paying for practical life. So if a child doesn't have need to be in school, in the normal traditional school, they can stay at home and do all of these things. Let them learn. I realized something lately. I read something lately. I hired a nanny for my children about 2 months ago. My work was really intense. I didn't want to jeopardize their own homeschooling because I needed someone to help me with my house chores so I can also attend to their educational needs. Okay, so I realized something. Well, all through those period when the nanny was around, my children reduced their chores. Normally they help. The nanny was not patient enough to accommodate their excesses. She said, just go and sit, because when she has done cleaning the house, she wants the house to be tidy, but she will mess the house. She doesn't beat them definitely, but the children were not doing all they should do. So I stopped her like 2 weeks ago for some reasons. I stopped her. I realized something when I was in the kitchen. My two daughters came to me and said, "Mommy, I want to help." I said, "Okay, go ahead, let's do it." Before the nanny came around, I make sure they prepare their noodles. The older sister prepares the noodles. I'm always there. Oh, don't say I say I can't prepare noodles alone. I'm always there with them when they are preparing the noodles. I put the water on fire. I stay with them. I allow her cook her noodles. I should put the noodles on the hot water, and my eyes are always there. You cannot joke with that. Don't allow your child to be in the kitchen alone. Okay, so when I'm done, the little one will give me. The little one will say, "Mommy, I'm a chef." Sometimes we watch Food Network on DSTV. They see how things are done. This one was when I'm a chef. She would help me bring carrots. In fact, when I buy spring onions, she slices the entire spring onions most times before I use it. Okay, so she just want to learn. She want what these are practical lives. Cooking, helping to cook in the kitchen. In fact, what I do for them, I make sure that when I want to put seasoning in my soup, they know it's their job, it's their responsibility. I'll just put the right quantity and put in a spoon and ask them to put it in a pot. Okay, so we do it. That's practical life. The next one is sensorial. Sensorial has to do with the children using their 5 senses. The eyes, the activities the child can do with the eyes. You can do hide and seek. You can actually do can keep you can do treasure hunt. You can keep objects somewhere and ask that one look for it. Okay, you can do the activities sensorial. The sensorial says they explore the sense of taste. They learn the 5 tastes. The taste we have the kinds of taste. I mean the four parts of taste. They learn. You give them honey. They say, "Oh, this is sweet." These are things that normally they even learn naturally when you're at home, when you spend time with your children. You don't even need to create special time to say what to do sensorial. That's the truth. Why sensorial is carved into the curriculum is because parents are busy and trying to explore their senses. So when I'm at home with my children, normally they know taste buds. They know this is bitter, this is sour, this is salty. Okay, these are sensorial. They explore the sense of touch, also touch. They feel different kinds of material. They feel how smooth. They know this one is rough. This one is dirty. This is activities. They just enjoy doing seamlessly. It doesn't even cost you anything. You just need your time to supervise them. Then the math aspect, yes, the math has to do with the colors. They understand colors. They should know numbers. They should know numbers. They should know simple addition. That's for ones that are age 3 plus through real life objects. Okay, so always have to use real life objects. Don't do abstract learning. It includes the shapes. The child identifies the shape at this stage. Then language development. This is very important because this is a stage where the child is improving vocabulary. Now, don't think a word is too big for your child to comprehend. No, don't think, ah, he was not doing at all. Can you imagine? Ah, man, let me start again. Let me start again. Wait. Mhm. Okay. Ah, man. Let me start again. Please don't make us okay. Okay, welcome once again to the third segment. All right, so we are focusing here on the 5 areas of learning a child should know, should be exposed to. According to Maria Montessori, there are 5 areas of learning every child below age 5 should be exposed to. Now, these are things that they do naturally, seamlessly. The first is practical life. Now, when I say talk about practical life talks about things a child like activities a child does regularly for survival to create independence. Like you have sweeping the floor, mopping the chair, mopping the floor, dusting the table, carrying their plates, to the kitchen. So if your child is carrying their plate, don't carry for them. If someone wants to carry it, let them carry. That's why each child should have their own, their tray and have plastic plates. So even if it falls to the ground, they're able to pick it up. They should have to pour water. They should have to do things around the house. Okay, so you can just Google practical life activities for the specified age of your child to understand better. These are natural things a child just do. This is just to build independence, self-reliance. Okay, if you have a housemaid, please let them allow your child do their work. Don't pamper your child and say, oh, everything nanny should do for your child. You're not helping your child. Yes. When I'm cooking in the kitchen, my girls are always with me. It's cooking time is everybody's time. They help out. My daughter recently told me that, oh, mommy, I want to help you. I want to wash the dishes. I allowed her. She's tall enough. There has to always be supervision, adult supervision at all times. Never leave a child alone for any reason. Okay, so these are practical life that a child will just do. But most times, because of the mess they create, that's why most parents don't allow children to do things. But please allow them make the mess. In that mess, you're actually helping them to grow, to be independent. Okay, and the next activity is the sensorial. Sensorial has to do with using the 5 senses to learn. So they explore the sense of taste, the sense of sight, the sense of touch, the sense of taste, the sense of hearing, yes, the 5 sense organs. Okay, so they explore with that. So the children should understand different taste buds, not just sweet. But normally, like I said, all these things, if they're normally regularly exposed to things like that at home, they will learn this thing automatically because their vocabulary is also developing. Okay, so these are sensorial activities your children must get involved with, be able to differentiate colors, shapes, different no sizes. They should be able to find things. They should be able to, talk about different materials. This is rough, this is silk, this is jeans, this is wool. They should know all of these things just to develop their mental ability. And as they're doing that, they're touching, they're feeling, they're relating with the world around them. It's not abstract learning that, oh, orange is sweet, pineapple is sweet. No, they will taste it and feel it. This is normal thing they do in the house. And the next one is math. The next activity, and this is very important. Now, math at this stage should be purely practical. It should be relatable. There should be hands-on activities. Children should not learn math abstractly. It's not math abstractly, okay? So there has to be materials they work with. Before you introduce your child to math concepts, colors, they should see the things, okay? They'll see, they touch, they feel. So I've broken down what each child should do in math. There are different categories. So a 3-year-old child has no business writing 1 to 100. Let that child has nothing to do. Let that child color. Let that child do art and craft. Let that child play around. Let that child involve in pretend play. Please. There's no need writing 1 to 100 for that age, because when the child gets to primary one, that's grade one, the child will still write 1 to 100. In fact, in the curriculum, the writings that the child will first write 1 to 50. But because schools are under a lot of competition, they want to prove that, oh, my school is very good, and they are pushing those children beyond what they'll do it, but really, you're just stressing those children. Let's go other things. Okay, so that's for math. And for language, now, language, the child can learn, different language. Like I said earlier, can be multilingual. And at the same time, this is the time where your child develops, vocabulary, especially ages 0 to 3. In fact, 0 to 3 is the age where your child develops vocabulary the most. Yes. Now, don't think your child is too big to understand a particular word. Just speak the normal adult English. Speak to them. Don't speak in baby English to them. Don't speak in baby communication. Speak the way it is. Use the normal words. Oh, this is amazing. Oh, I'm going to see the I'm going to amusements. This is, as in, just use your normal words. The children will get to use those words. That's normal, because the child's mind, like I said, it's like a sponge. It sucks in information. It may not produce that same information right now, but in few months or few years to come, you'll be surprised at what you have said to that child years back. That will give it back to you. You think they don't know what they are saying. They know it. I told my 4-year-old daughter recently, I was speaking with her about, how I conceived and delivered, and I showed her, I did CS, so I showed her the scar in my stomach. I was like, oh, this is what happened. Okay, I thought she had forgotten. A few weeks later, a friend of mine put to bed, and she was asking me, say, oh, the doctor cut your tummy? That was first shock, and I had to explain to that one that, oh, apparently we had this conversation, and so I explained to her that no, not everybody goes through that same process. And some people, they deliver through the vagina, because she actually knows the vagina. My children knows the vagina. They know the part of the body for both male and female. With all the abuse going on out there, they know everything. In fact, recently, I think a few weeks ago also, one of my cousins came to visit, and my older daughter was not sitting well. The 2-year-old went to me and said, "Oh, sit down properly. Do you want Uncle Sue person to see your vagina?" You know, and that was like, eh? This your children's mouth. I said, no, they need to understand. They understand nobody must see their vagina. Nobody will see your I didn't call it private part. Nobody see your vagina. Only mommy can see and touch. No other person, not even daddy, not even any uncle. So if anybody's trying to do anything, they will report. Okay, so this is language development. Children don't forget things. And during this language development, you have to create time to read aloud to your child often. I know you're very busy at work, you go to work, you're back. Please create time. If it's just to read bedtime stories to them, you would help that child. You would help that child. Develop that habit right now before your child becomes 5. You not say, oh, my child is not reading. If you want your child to be a reader, to be an avid reader, the child has to start, you have to start reading aloud to that child. Reading aloud is a time where you, as a parent, you read to the child, children listen, you turn the pages of the book together, they see pictures, talk about the book together. Even from age 0, every child has a book for their age. Yes. So you should read aloud to them regularly. Make it a habit, make it a routine. Put up the TV, put away your phone, and give them that 10 minutes. If you can do that every day, you see the effect. But if you cannot do that every day, if it's just 3 times a week, please try that. It will really go a long way to help your child develop. And also, you have to improve communication. Okay, children learn from us when we are speaking. They are watching, not even TV right now, not even smartphone. They will hear you talk. Children are great imitators. They imitate, especially for that age too. They imitate a lot. Whatever you are doing, they do. If you shout, they shout. If you scream, they scream. So they are learning from you. Anything you are saying, they are sinking it in. So you have to be very careful about that. And finally, we have the culture. Culture has to do with, understanding the environment, understanding landform, understanding the continent, understanding places, people, all of this all together sums up to way of life. When they're going out, you see traffic lights. In fact, when it comes to teaching children of that age, you don't have to always sit in a place. As you're in the car, you see something, oh, look at that, that's a traffic light. The children say, oh, mommy, it's traffic. They ask you questions. Don't say, keep quiet. Answer that question. Every child's question should be answered, because if you don't answer them, they would learn to keep quiet and probably ask somebody else. And you also kill their curiosity. Okay? So you notice that for this part of our world here, for those of us in Nigeria, you realize that we still have more expatriates doing a lot of things for us in Nigeria. What happened? Is it that we don't have enough smart people here? No, we have smart people. But because most time our education has been structured in a way that it is rote learning, cramming, memorizing. People will memorize facts. They don't even internalize the knowledge. Okay, it starts from that early years also. You know, you see nursery school teachers